Hi everyone, thanks for joining us this evening. We're glad that you're here with us. I'm delighted to be able to share some of the things that I've been up to in the last while. I think back to earlier this year, really the first time that pastors and leaders started coming out in public again was at our Pastors Appreciation event. A wonderful night. You're going to be seeing a video about that a little later on in the evening. That was kind of the first, but then there were many other opportunities to meet with pastors and leaders and work together. We have a lot of fun as a city-wide church, and part of that is one way does things like hockey and golf. We had the largest attendance of a golf tournament ever this last September. I've been actually shifting my focus in the last couple of months, and that's been intentional. We've been praying for a couple of years now seriously about whether somebody on our team could focus on pastoral relations. And that's something, of course, one way's been concerned about for 25 years. But I felt like the Lord tapped me on the shoulder and suggested that I start thinking about that. And so we've been working on that. I've been delighted that Gabe McReynolds, who you're going to hear from a little bit later on, has been working with me at Love Ottawa for 2 years. And this September began to take the lead of Love Ottawa. It doesn't mean I'm not involved in Love Ottawa. I'm still on his team and delighted to be there, but also working with a number of the missional teams we have. But my role on those teams is shifting to be more thinking about how to communicate to pastors about the important things those teams are doing. I really believe that healthy pastors is critical to a healthy citywide church. And so something that I love to see is pastors praying together. I think that's foundational, not only to play together in golf, hockey, but also to pray together regularly. So I've had the opportunity this fall to bring together some pastors in Canada's Stittsville. It's been a while since they've been together, and especially during COVID, so they've been forming new friendships and beginning to pray together on a monthly basis. I'm very excited about that. But there's a need for that in other parts of the city. We have some great pastors' prayer fellowships. Some of them are online, which different members of our team lead throughout the week. But we just see the need for a lot more of that, kind of the thatch of relationships amongst leaders in our city. Also, we've been encouraged that the Lord has opened doors to have a great growing relationship with our Catholic archdiocese. The new archbishop invited Mark and Sarah and I to tour his brand new offices back in February. And since then, we've seen each other a few times. He and I both opened the March for Life on Parliament Hill. We opened in prayer there. And then we had the archbishop open in prayer at the Ottawa Civic Prayer Breakfast. You're going to hear more about that from Arlene. But we just think that's super valuable to have a good relationship with the Catholic Archdiocese. There are 524,000 baptized Catholics in the Ottawa-Gatineau area. So pray about that. We want to be able to work and walk with them in the years ahead for the sake of the gospel. We had some great encouragements this year both at the Pastors Prayer Summit and a special prayer meeting that we called to pray for how to reach our city, listening to Christ's strategy for us. And so Mark Scar led a prayer meeting in October, which we saw a great turnout for. And that is, again, another sign that God is at work in our city. Whenever we're praying together, then God begins to move in power. I have had, thanks to Mark's encouragement, about 10 weeks in the last year and a half, I've taken to start working on writing a book, which I've just finished the first version of it, and it's gone to the editor. I'm praying that would be released in 2023. My working title is Toward the Citywide Church. Thinking about 2023, we are hoping to see our church planters cadre. It's another thing that will come under my portfolio. The church planters cadre, which we had in the past, is coming back to life. And we've been talking and praying for several months now about how to do that, especially focusing on the new international church planters. These are pastors who make great sacrifices. They are the diaspora that have come from around the world. and they are the growing edge of the church in Ottawa. So we wanted to find a way to re-engage with all our church planters to support them. And so that's going to be one of my focuses going forward in 2023, working with a great team on that. We hope to do another Capitalized conference in 2023. So stay tuned for that. Be praying for us as we work on that, because we'd love to be able to bring together all the various teams and ministries working on reaching our city for Christ in a conference again, bring in some international speakers, but also be a blessing to other Canadian cities who will be invited to that event. And so please pray for us as we head into the new year, that God would use us to make a greater impact for city reaching here in Ottawa and beyond Ottawa around the world.